Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our episodes of It Takes a Village. I know you've probably been wondering, where is she? I'm Dion Davidson, the owner and visionary behind Beadly Speaking Jewelry. You see me rocking our purple ribbon for Lupus. So, where have I been? I took a hiatus because I was going through a lot, and as I told y'all, it's important to take care of yourself. So I had to take my own advice and take care of me. So in the process of taking care of me, I wound up meeting some new friends, meeting some new people who can relate to this journey living with lupus and being able to provide encouragement. And we also did a photo shoot where we turned up a little bit. So help me welcome Keisha.
Hey y'all.
So Keisha has also been living with lupus, and her journey is similar to mine.
Yes.
And probably similar to yours. We want y'all to feel like you're not alone. And the reason for the whole It Takes a Village series is so that people can feel like the stuff that they're going through, even though people around them might make them feel like it's so unique, it's not really unique because there are other people out there struggling with the same thing. So tell us when you were diagnosed and what type of lupus you were diagnosed with.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Keisha. I was diagnosed with, it was actually called undifferentiated. I always get it mixed. I can never pronounce it. I'm sorry, my voice is carrying. Undifferentiated connective tissue disease, which is technically in 2009, it was considered to be, if you look it up, as pre-lupus, and then it progressed into regular SLE lupus. This was in 2009. I was diagnosed, or in 2009, how old was I? Because now I'm 39. 2009.
Girl, I can't be doing that this early.
I can't either,
but too much. See, this is why we connect, because we do too much.
I know. But yeah, in 2009, I was extremely fatigued. I was in management. I think I was probably about 27, 28, something like that. And my lymph nodes just felt like really swollen. I just came back home from Louisiana. That's where I'm from. Was under a whole lot of stress at the time. So I went to see my primary care physician at Johns Hopkins, and I had her run a series of panels on me. And I'm the type of person where I know my body. I knew that something was wrong. The regular panels that she was running on me, everything came back normal. And I was telling my doctor, no, something is wrong with me. I feel it. I just feel really achy. I felt really tired. I felt extremely lethargic. My bones was aching. And again, the lymph nodes is the thing that, like right here in the glands, that's what just, they were really swelling. And again, the tiredness is what got me. And I went and did some research, and I told her, look, I need you to run this do a test for the ANA. Do an ANA.
Wait a minute, hold up. I got to pause right there. Hold up.
I told her to run my ANA checked.
She did her research.
I did my research. I'm a researcher.
And told her doctor.
I told my doctor, I'm not going to say her name on camera, but I told my doctor, which she's phenomenal, by the way. So I had her run and check it, because if you run your testing, the regular CDC panel, it's just going to tell you that, they only do the regular blood work when you go get your regular physical. It's not going to show you the ANA titer. For positive or negative or anything like that. For certain things, you're going to have to actually request for yourself. And that's what I did, because I just knew that something was wrong. I just felt it.
Wow.
And because my mother, she has lupus. My mother was diagnosed in 1989. I knew, and I seen what my mother went through. I knew the signs.
So I'm going to pause right there, because that's important for people to understand. If you have anyone in your family who's gone through that process and you've paid attention to what they've experienced, it kind of helps you to navigate your process a little different.
Right. Right. And that's the thing, you have to you need to pay attention to your body. And it's sometimes kind of, we brush things off being busy in our lives. You can just brush like, oh, okay, I'm just overworked, or I'm overstressed, or Sometimes we just don't feel like going to the doctor, period, because the lines may be long. I know for my husband, he just don't like to wait. But you need to pay attention to certain signs. You should know when something is wrong and you're paying insurance, or even if you are not paying for insurance, everyone has to get Medicare or whatever. You need to go and utilize certain services and have certain tests ran. And I just particularly knew from my mom having lupus and seeing what she went through, look, I need you to run this ANA panel to see, because something's wrong. Make a long story short, because I can get long-winded. After they did run the tested the ANA, it came back positive.
And the positive ANA test was pretty much what the confirmation was for lupus.
It was confirmation that she had to refer me to get further testing done.
Okay.
Because having a positive ANA is not indicative that you actually have lupus. It also could mean other things. It could mean that you can have multiple sclerosis. It could be like certain type of cancers that could be developing. It could mean anything.
I wanted to point that out because my ANA was positive, but there are several other things that had to be in line for them to diagnose lupus. So, they look for other, I think it was like 7 markers that had to meet the criteria for lupus.
Right. And there's certain things that it does have to indicate. And for mine, it was not like immediate that it was lupus. It was very progressive for me. So after I told her to run the test, I think it took like less than a week for it to come back to be positive. That's when she was like, oh. That's when she, expedited. Okay, we're going to refer you to John Hopkins, because it's in the John Hopkins community. We're going to see the John Hopkins Lupus Center. That right there was an experience.
I'm a look away.
That was an experience within itself.
I think everybody had an experience with something of a look away.
It was an experience within itself. It was like writing a dissertation thesis. It was an experience for me to get an appointment with them.
Really?
It was Lord. But I finally got a chance to get an appointment at the John Hopkins Lupus Center. So I got an appointment with the John Hopkins Lupus Center.
Let's go back to your mom for a second. I ain't gonna touch the Hopkins situation because I had a situation and I'm gonna shake it off. So let's talk about your mom because
talk about mine either, but okay.
Shake it off. You said that your mom was also diagnosed with lupus, and that was one of the first things my doctor said to me when I was diagnosed with lupus, asking me were there anybody else in my family who had lupus, and my reaction was, yeah, one of my cousins, but she died in 2008, and I couldn't think of any immediate people in my family who had lupus, and they said it's hereditary. So tell me, because you were old enough when your mom was diagnosed in 89, so you probably were like 9.
Yes, I was 9 going on 10.
Right, so you were old enough where you saw some of the stuff that she went through. Tell me what that experience was like.
It was extremely scary. I remember we were living in Germany. I'm a military brat.
Oh wow. You weren't even here.
No. I spent most of my life in overseas. So my dad, it was around the time of Desert Storm, Desert Shield. So my dad, he did have orders of deployment. He was supposed to be being deployed for Operation Desert Storm. But my mother, she was extremely, it just hit her. It seemed like, I'll say this, it seemed like it hit her like immediate. But when we look back on things retrospectively, the signs were there years sooner.
Okay.
I got you. Certain things with her health, when it started to decline over the years, it started to be progressive. We just, of course, back in the 80s, you just did not know that's what was going on.
Yeah, you don't know.
That was going on with her. But at the point where it really hit her, like, it so suddenly, was to the point where it's when she couldn't get out of bed. Remember, she was in the tub. Seemed like I was 9. I remember my dad, he got her. She was in the tub moaning and crying and just stuck in the tub, and we had to call an ambulance. to get her. And they end up getting her to, it was Ramstein Air Force Base is where they ended up taking her. And I remember vaguely my dad telling us that the doctor said that if we did not get her here sooner, that she would have passed away because her lupus had progressed so far that to the point that she was about to pass away. It affected her kidneys because her kidneys was the ones that was damaged to the point where it scarred it so bad where she's operating now off of, she is functioning off of 1.5 kidney. Back then she was treated aggressively, and don't really talk about her stuff too much, but hopefully this can help someone else. She was treated with chemo, prednisone, which everyone knows prednisone is pretty harsh.
We did that.
And a host of other types of medicines and things. And I think she still has a lot of meds that she's using right now. But blessedly, my mom, she's been in remission for God knows a long time. She knows the things that she needs to do to keep her her disease under control.
Right.
She keep her stressors down. She modifies her diet. She does have intestinal issues. She does suffer from the high blood pressure, such as the arthritis.
And this is from 89.
This is from 89.
Here we are in 2018, and you having to walk a similar journey as her. Being diagnosed with lupus and kidney involvement,
high blood pressure, and a host of other internal organ things.
I'm sure that there are some things that she has been able to assist you with and help you care for yourself and stay on track. So, as hard as this journey can be at times, I feel like sometimes things happen in a way that actually, it's almost like it is preparing us for something greater.
It is.
And I hate to say that lupus is the thing that does it, because we never look at it that way when it happens. But I listened to your story when we were at the photo shoot, and you were telling me about your mom and listening to your journey, and I was like, wow, who knew at 9 years old you seeing something like that? 9-10 years old witnessing something like that, and then having to go through it. It's one thing to see it, but then to experience that, it almost puts you in a level of compassion that you never thought you would have.
Exactly. I never thought that would be something that I would have to, I've always been extremely protective of my mother. I just have that, most of us do, but I have that extra protection of my mom, but I just never would have thought that, okay, I would experience that type of issue growing up, you know what I mean? And then once I started finding myself getting sick, and I believe in the power of your words, so I don't like saying getting sick, but hey, it is what it is, I have this issue.
Right.
And now that I have a daughter, and I see, her now start off with arthritis in the knees. Probably didn't start with arthritis in the knees.
Right.
But I see, for me, besides the lymph nodes and then the pain in the knee, I'm kind of seeing that with my daughter. So I know what to do now for my child.
I was about to ask you that. Having a daughter, there's some things that you do a little differently.
Exactly. And I have a son too, but it seems like, from my observation, it seems like it hits women more. You know what I mean? I haven't done my research to see statistically, on how...
Statistically, it does hit women more.
It seems like it does.
Men do get lupus.
Yes, you have Nick Cannon, who, he also has lupus as well, but it just seems like it does hit women a little bit more harder, minority women, a whole lot more than it does men. So I'm trying to make sure that I advise my daughter. But there are certain things that we can do as once you know that you're more predisposition to get the disease, that you can kind of try to do to lessen the blow if you are diagnosed with it. If it's in your bloodline, like certain things with your diet and trying to keep your stressors down. If you were to, let's get if not lupus, if your mom has lupus and you get like UCTD, it starts off with that, and then it progresses to, you know, lupus, like how it does me, and starts affecting internal organs like it did me with the kidney disease and
Right.
my heart and everything else. So, you know, for my child, you want to say, Jasmine, all right, so you need to try to strengthen your legs, you know what I mean, to keep your knees strong so you don't get yourself with arthritis, because you know with lupus, you know it's gonna affect your legs, so get your legs strong so it can build up your bone density, so
Right.
arthritis don't hit you. You know, your exposure to the sun, because you know with having lupus, you know you gotta make sure you wear the sunscreen. You know, certain things you
Please tell
eat.
black folks that.
You gotta wear sunscreen just because we black.
Thinking,
We gotta wear sunscreen.
We got that little melanated
No,
skin.
we gotta wear sunscreen when
we
you
need
have
that.
lupus. Certain things that we may like the sprouts in our salads. I love sprouts. God knows I do.
Can't do that.
You can't do that. Echinacea, certain supplements. Because I'm a supplement queen, I will opt for the more natural path approach to my lupus regimen versus a whole bunch of medication.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did do for the longest time, is do rest and natural things versus a whole bunch of medication.
Right.
Until the point that I just can't take it no more. Then I will have to. And I just recently this year started getting, medication. That's the last thing I want is medication. I mean,
But sometimes you have to go.
sometimes you have to.
in order to get to the path that you
You
want
have
to get on. Because I started out with the doctor's medication, and it has to be an and.
Right.
If you want to get to the path that you want to get to, because this disease you don't really end up transitioning from this place because of lupus. Complications that lupus causes is what people die from.
Yeah.
And I need people to understand that there are so many things that you can do to help you. So like you're saying, it's like you do this plus.
Yep.
So that makes a big difference.
And you got to. I cannot emphasize this enough. You have to keep your stress down.
Child.
You got to. Stress is there. It's always going to be there. But you have to do everything you possibly. That's with not just lupus, any disease.
Anything in general.
You have to do as much as you possibly can. But when you have an autoimmune disease that's as aggressive, and I will say a mystery disease, because lupus is a mystery, honestly. You can't really define it. You can go to your doctor right now, like I have done this year, and told them how I felt, and you can on in your labs, everything could be fine. And then you tell them, look, I feel this way, I feel like I'm going crazy. You get this it's called the lupus fog.
And they still look at you.
And they
like
look at
you're
you
crazy.
okay.
Like, sure.
And
they're ready to write you a prescription for some
that you need to see
mental health
right.
thing, and I'm like, okay, let me do some yoga, which actually transitions right into where I was gonna go, because I find that sometimes the things that we can do for our mental health actually prevent us from being stressed.
Yes.
And we both have a connection when we make jewelry. I need you to show that ring. Please show. Hold that there.
It's my moonstone.
Bless her. You hear me? Bless her. I've practiced wire wrapping on so many levels, and every time I try to wrap a stone, it doesn't come out the way I want it to, so I don't be showing nobody, I just be throwing it to the side. But when I saw her stuff, I was like, I think I found my soul sister.
And her beads, Lord Jesus, I used to make, waist beads and stuff like that. I just don't have the patience no more. And she had, during our photo shoot, Lord, she had these beaded sandals. Lord have mercy.
So you see why we connect? Because I'm all gushing over her stones and everything that she wrapped, and she gushing over my beads. I was like, yes, we found a connection. Yep. So I think we about to get this fashion show on board for 2019 for lupus awareness, because we gonna have some wrapped stones, we gonna have some beaded sandals, and look, I even figured out that I can do some other stuff beaded. Child, wait, My drawing is terrible, but you get the vision. I describe it, you get the vision.
It's like I see things in my mind right now. I think she can make a bead. I'm looking at my shirt and she can make a bead.
Somebody sent me a picture of a beaded shirt and said she want that done. I was like, you got faith in these hands?
You can do it.
what is it? What's that book? Gifted Hands. Gifted.
You can do it. Because as you said, I just literally like, oh yeah, she can make a beaded. You know, I ain't gonna say it out loud. So I'm not gonna. Oh, yeah,
Don't.
you.
Don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it's just so amazing that little things like that actually helps us, and it keeps flares down. So we're saying all that to say, like, whatever little things that you do, it doesn't mean that for people just having lupus.
Yes.
Anything that can help with mental health, and in a culture, in a climate where so many people are committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally became like so sad this past week because with what's going on, you know, with the suicide in the news. And I'm very transparent about where I am now because in 2009 I almost took my own life. And
I dealt with depression, you know.
Right.
I used to not want to admit it, you know, but the older that I get, I'm like, you know one thing?
I don't even care what
I
people
don't
think.
really care. And I think that's the problem with us as people. We put on this mask and this facade like everything is good, and that's why people are out there killing themselves, because we're trying to put up this front like, you know, we're trying to be so strong for everyone, but you need to talk to people when you have a problem. You know,
see a therapist.
See a
like,
therapist.
It's okay.
Talk to your girlfriends. Yes, I love the post that I'm seeing about, you know,
check on your strong friends.
Yes, check on your strong friends, but also you need to see a therapist as well, because sometimes you talking to your one friend, but they going through something just like you are. So
I had a friend tell me, she basically said, go get some help. You're not living in your greatness. And she grew distant, and it hurt me so bad because I felt like if somebody going through something, you don't leave them. It hurt like hell, but at the same time, like, you know, that's just not the person who was supposed to walk me through this part of my journey. And I was so focused on the 3 people who left that I missed the 3 people who grew closer to me. They were there, but they grew closer because of what's going on. And sometimes we miss out on the people who God sends our way because we're so focused on the people who left. And in this season, I don't want people to miss out on that. So whether you have lupus or not, you know, focus on the things that are going well. Because I was so focused on the things that's going wrong. And in transitioning and, you know, living with something that is no cure, like finding out this week that I need a hip replacement, it messed me all up. I'm like, I'm 39. I'm 39. Hip what? I'm ready to bust a 2-step at any given moment.
You still can bust a 2-step.
I'm like, but
focus on that. You still gonna be able to do it.
This pain is so serious.
It is.
So I think about the things that I used to do, and I'm so focused on the things that I used to be able to do that I miss out on the things that I can still do.
Yes, and that's human nature.
Don't let that used to rob you of what you can.
And she's speaking truth.
Like, it just hit me this morning. It was like I was watching an episode online of Stephen Furtick, and it was like, and when anxiety attacks, and he was like, in the middle of anxiety is the letter I, because you too focus on I, and I was like, that's it. That is our biggest problem, because you won't be in control. Because I, and I had to release that, because I won't be able to. Because I can't do this like I used to, when all the things that we're going through. And I think that was so important for us to connect. When we did the photo shoot, it wasn't just about the shoot. And when your response came back, I sat there and cried. I was like, you said it exceeded everything that you thought it would.
It did. It really did. It did.
So it really put that spin into things, and the gratitude that we look for in everything that we do in every day, that's what makes things better. It's not even the thing. I figured that out. It's not the thing, it's the gratitude. I was like, dang. So even if something is going wrong, if we still find gratitude,
that's what you should be looking. That's what we need, is the gratitude.
So even though lupus came and shook my life up, and shook your whole world up, and your mama and them, gratitude, that's it. Now, we ain't saying it's easy, because I had to dig deep. I'm just...
No, it's not. It's not easy at all. It isn't. However,
if you could just find it, like I said, you gotta dig deep sometimes, and the best part about it is when you find it. Hold on to it.
But you're not alone. You're not.
That's it.
That's the thing about it is you're not alone. You have, I'm not gonna say we're all blessed and fortunate. As long as you're able to wake up every single day, we're all blessed and fortunate. You're not alone. You just gotta find your tribe. Or actually your tribe will find you.
I was about to say that because I swear, I literally just got on Facebook one day and said, I'm doing a photo shoot. Who wants to join me? And like 10 people showed up.
Yeah.
And then one of the people who showed up last year decided that she was just going to be gung-ho about the whole thing and tell everybody this year, and now.
She is an amazing person.
I swear, Tamika is everything.
She is. Tamika, she's
everything.
She is a explosive spirit. She really is.
I think that sums it up.
Yeah, she really is. Everything she do is just like, she's just.
And if you go back in one of our episodes, look up Tamika Fuller. Her story is about going from a wheelchair to now being a fitness instructor.
She's amazing. If you can't get motivated from Tamika, then you just, I don't even know what to tell you. You just like, I don't know. When you see her on social media and when you meet her in person, she's just that.
And that's how we're gonna end it, because I'm telling you, just get around people.
Energy. There are many types of you need energy. There are some people who are just like, for me, I am a natural empath, so I feel everything. I feel deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably why we connect.
Yes, I feel deep. Yeah. On the opposing end is that it's good and it's bad, and I can't be around draining energy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're like, I'm ready to go.
It's time to shut it down.
I walk into a room and I'm like, all right, I'm out. I go to a church, I'm like, I know it's church, but so it's good or bad. But the good thing about being in a lupus community is that having people like you who will help push the campaign. And I'm not talking about necessarily dollars. We're talking about raising awareness and sharing with people, not just the fact that, lupus is what it is, but also that you don't have to die from it.
No.
And also God's goodness. I think that's a secret ingredient in this whole thing. Because we ain't here because, we cute and all. We cute. We real cute. But we ain't here because we cute. Somebody walking past smiling because we filming in the library. Listen, and the whole thing is glass. So people walk about, look at us because we like, we cute. We are, but we're not here because we're cute. Because God decided to bless us every single day that we're here. And I think the greatest joy is being able to share that with other people. So as you share this video, as you share this channel with other people, with all the other episodes that are here, make sure you're telling them the goodness. Make sure you're sharing with them that whatever struggles you're going through with lupus, she's a second generation lupus patient and her mom is still here thriving.
Yes, she is.
She's here thriving. So you don't have to decline or deteriorate with the disease. Things are going to happen. We ain't sitting up here saying every day is peachy cream.
I was just about to say that. Every day is not going to be a good day. You are going to have moments, honestly. Let me keep it real with you.
You're going to throw in the towel. God's going to throw it back like, child, go do your assignment.
Let me tell you something. I had to tell that. I have talks with God, universe, spirit all the time. The key is talk to God. There's no format on how you're supposed to pray, how you're supposed to talk, how you're supposed to meditate. Talk to him. Talk to him how I'm talking to her.
So glad you said that.
Talk to him. Get angry with him.
Some days I'll be like, bro, really? You gonna do this right now?
Talk with him like, I am so frustrated right now. Why did you choose me for this disease? I can't take this pain. I am sick and tired of going into this job trying to explain to them that I'm aching. I'm tired of working at this facility and I'm meeting with these reasonable accommodations. God, and watch, can't tell you when it's going to happen. Watch doors start to open for you. But you got to open up your mouth and talk to him. Seriously.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed. Seriously, everything that you need is right there. Open up your mouth and talk to God.
And that's it.
Talk to him.
I think it was Deacon Jay-Z that said, a closed mouth don't get fed. Y'all see?
I wasn't ready for you.
I was trying not to cut up the whole time we've been filming, but it just came in my spirit. I just want to let y'all know.
Deacon Jay-Z. Lord have mercy.
I just want y'all to have a blessed week.
Yes.
And remember to take care of yourself and take care of each other.
Yes.
But more importantly, you got to take care of you.
Yes.
Because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of anybody else. And I'm
you
so
can't
glad.
pour from
Say it again.
an empty cup.
You can't. I was trying that, and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad to be back. And if you would like to be featured on our channel, if you live in Baltimore and you would like to be featured on our channel, you can hit us up at Beadly Speaking at Beadly Speaking at gmail.com.
I still is about to start kicking in.
So you done messed me up.
I'm sorry, I didn't do that. You talking about Jay-Z?
If you would like to check out our jewelry, you can find us on our Etsy page at Beadly Speaking Jewels. And we're also on Instagram at Beadly Speaking. Thank you for joining us. I've been trying all day long, but Keisha been showing off. I've been holding it, but God bless y'all.
Oh God,
thank you for joining us. Y'all have a blessed one. Bye.
See you.